guess how this came about, this story in today's Free Press, is that we had seen the article in the Free Press, I think it was from Tuesday, and this lady saying she's making bannock in her home and doing a very good thing and feeding the poor and the needy. So we contacted her because there are certain requirements under the Public Health Act or food handling regulations that specify how food should be made, prepared, and served and stored. And when we were talking, anyhow, we sent her an email, and she gave us a call, and we were talking. The health inspector was talking to her, and it became apparent to us that she wasn't doing just bannock. She was also doing homemade chili and homemade soup. So we consider bannock a low-risk food. You can actually make bannock in your home and sell it at a farmer's market, or sell it at a yard sale or a church bake sale or something like that. The soups and chilies, because they have vegetables, they have meat, they have the chili has tomato sauce, there's a bit of a higher risk about that. So the food should come from approved sources. It should be cooked in a certain way. The ground beef should be cooked to an internal temperature of at least 71 degrees Celsius. You should be using a metal stem probe thermometer. There's certain ways that the food needs to be cooled and reheated and held before it's being served to the people. If this food was, let's say, held hot but not hot enough, there could be food poisoning bacteria that grow in there, and these people are under hard enough circumstances. We don't want to make their life any worse by having some unfortunate accident like food poisoning. So anyhow, we sort of explained our position to this lady. We offered to help work with her. We offered her a free food handler training course, and there are actually a number of other organizations that are doing very much what she's doing. They're making food and giving it to the needy, and we perhaps could have hooked her up with one of them, where she makes a bannock and they make the chili or soup or something like that. We also we're quite involved with all the soup kitchens and the food banks across Winnipeg, and each of those places we inspect them on a regular basis. They do meet the commercial kitchen standards. So we sort of have to have a level playing field too. So we had encouraged her to just explore some options like that. So anyhow. So we weren't really taking any action on the bannock itself. It was more the chili and the homemade soups that we were concerned about. There have been a number of food poisoning outbreaks associated with both soups and chilies over the years, especially if the food's not cooked properly, or if it's made in an establishment, let's say, that has animals around or young children or something like that. So because of the chili and the soup thing, it does need to be prepared in under certain conditions. There are certain requirements for it.
So your response back to her?
Well, we made contact with her, and she called us up, and we explained the requirements to her. And I didn't talk to her myself, but I understand she said, well, I'll consider it, and then she went back to the Free Press, I understand. And,
when was it that she was contacted?
it was either Wednesday or yesterday. I'm not exactly sure when, but sometime since the article was published. So the article is.
This was yesterday. So
Pardon me?
I did this story yesterday, so I don't know if
Yeah.
she was contacted before the story aired.
Okay. From what I understand is that there was an article published in the Free Press on Tuesday. She had this thing, I've got bannock, and she had her email address there. An inspector sent her an email and said, we'd like to talk to you about this to help you, with this worthwhile venture, and help you do it in accordance with the regulation. She called the inspector maybe Wednesday. I don't know the exact dates on this. I wasn't the one who took the call. And then he explained the requirements to her, and then the stories came out yesterday.
So if she doesn't do the soup yesterday,
If she doesn't do the soup and okay.
She did the it was in coordinates with people. Chili from the Heart.
Yep.
Organizations, they're certified to serve.
Okay,
bannock.
so
she was with them yesterday.
Okay.
If she just makes the bannock, is that okay?
Yes, that's okay. Yeah.
So she can continue to serve.
She
just
can
the bannock.
continue to do the bannock. Yep.